Most people try to guess what stocks will go up. They almost always fail. But what if the greatest investor of all time just told you exactly what to buy right now? Warren Buffett is that man for more than 60 years. His simple rules for buying companies have made him one of the richest people on earth. He built his wealth by buying good businesses and holding them for a long time. His company, Berkshire Hathaway, grew from a small textile factory into a giant empire. He started young, buying his first stock when he was just 11 years old. He delivered newspapers and saved every penny. He learned to look at a stock not as a piece of paper that moves up and down, but as a small part of a real business. He lived a very simple life in Omaha, Nebraska. He drove his own car and ate simple food. He famously drank several cans of Coca-Cola every day. People from all over the world travel to Omaha each year to listen to him speak. They want to hear his thoughts on business and money. They hope to learn his secrets, but his secrets are not really secrets at all. They are basic, common-sense ideas that most people forget. Over the years, Buffett made very few big changes to his plan. He looked for companies that were easy to understand. They had a strong brand like a soda company or a candy maker. They made money year after year. They had a good leader. He called this having a moat around the business. A moat is like a big ditch filled with water around a castle, keeping enemies out. For a business, a moat means something special that keeps competitors away. Maybe it is a very famous name, like Gillette razors, or a special secret recipe, like C's candies. He also liked businesses that did not need a lot of money to keep running and growing. He bought shares in American Express when it had a big problem, and he made a lot of money when it recovered. He bought huge amounts of Coca-Cola in the late 1980s and early 1990s. This became one of his most famous and profitable investments. He always told people to buy good companies at a fair price and wait. His annual letter to shareholders is like a teaching tool for millions. He explains his choices and his thinking very clearly. He talks about general ideas like buy businesses, not stocks. He says to be greedy when others are scared, and scared when others are greedy. He tells people to invest in themselves and learn new things. But he almost never says, go buy this specific stock today. That is not his style. He believes each person should do their own thinking. But people listen very carefully to what he says and what his company, Berkshire Hathaway, buys. When his company buys shares in a certain company, many people see it as a strong sign. They think, if Warren Buffett is buying it, maybe I should too. They study his every move, every purchase, every hint he drops in interviews or speeches. It is a constant game of trying to understand his simple words and turn them into clear actions for their own money. So, when people talk about Warren Buffett's 3 stocks to buy now, they are not talking about a sudden announcement he made. They are looking at the types of companies he already owns, the ones he praises and the ones that fit his time-tested rules. One company people often point to is Apple. Berkshire Hathaway owns a huge amount of Apple shares worth more than $150 billion. Buffett often says Apple makes amazing products that people love. He calls the iPhone a sticky product, meaning people don't want to switch to anything else. Apple has a strong brand, makes lots of money, and has loyal customers all over the world. It fits his idea of a company with a strong moat. Another company often mentioned is Coca-Cola. He has owned Coca-Cola for a very long time. It is a simple business. People everywhere like to drink sweet soda. It has a powerful brand name that everyone knows. Even when times are tough, people still buy a simple pleasure like a soft drink. It is easy to understand, makes good profits, and has been around for more than 100 years. A third type of business people link to Buffett's thinking is a big bank, like Bank of America. He owns many shares in Bank of America. Banks are not as simple as soda, but Buffett knows them well. He likes strong, well-run banks that play a big part in the economy. They make money when people borrow and lend. He looks for banks that are safe and have good leaders. These three types of companies, a powerful consumer brand like Apple, a basic global product like Coca-Cola, and a solid financial leader like Bank of America, are what many people believe he would pick if he had to choose three now. But following these ideas is not always simple, and it comes with hidden problems. When Buffett buys a stock, he often buys billions of dollars worth of it. His actions alone can make the stock price go up. For a small investor, buying a tiny amount of the same stock might not work out the same way. Also, Buffett buys for the very long term, often for 10 years or more. Many people who try to copy him want quick money. They get scared if the stock goes down for a few months and then sell it. Buffett has a team of very smart people who help him understand businesses deeply. He also gets to talk to the leaders of these companies directly. An average person does not have these special tools. They only see what is public. What looks good to Buffett, who has endless money and time, might not be the right choice for someone with a small amount of savings and a short-term need for that money. Copying someone without understanding their deeper reasons can be a big mistake. If an average person simply copied these Buffett stocks without thinking, they could face big problems. Imagine someone hears about Apple, Coca-Cola, and Bank of America. They put all their savings into these three companies. Then something unexpected happens. Maybe there is a new law about sugary drinks that hurts Coca-Cola's sales. Maybe Apple faces a big problem with making its new phone. Maybe Bank of America gets into trouble because many people cannot pay back their loans. The stock prices could go down a lot. The person who bought them hoping for quick riches might panic. They might sell their shares for less than they paid, losing a lot of money. They would think Buffett was wrong, but Buffett himself would say that they did not follow his real advice. His advice is to understand the business yourself, buy at a good price, and be ready to hold for many, many years, even through tough times. If you do not have that patience or that deep understanding, simply buying the same stocks as him can lead to big losses and disappointment. It is like trying to drive a race car just because you saw a champion driver do it. You might crash without the skill and training. So what is the cold reality today? Warren Buffett has never truly revealed three stocks to buy now in the way many hope. He teaches principles, not specific shopping lists. He wants people to think for themselves. He wants them to learn what makes a good business. He tells people to be patient and to avoid hype. His true message is to buy a piece of a business that you understand, that makes money, and that you would be happy to own even if the stock market closed for 10 years. He says to keep your investing simple. Buy index funds, which are like a basket of many stocks. If you don't want to spend time studying companies, he believes in the strength of the American economy over the very long term. His real advice is about wisdom, not about following a quick tip, and that wisdom, he has shown, is the most valuable thing an investor can ever gain.